Good evening, everybody, and welcome to SG Live's presentation of PIAA basketball here in, where are we at? Bald
Eagle High School. Yes, we had to think about that a little bit, didn't we?
Bald Eagle High School. I'm Wayne Dahl, and along with me is the Italian Charles Oakley, Joseph Venturi, as we're presented here with the Final Four for PIAA 5A basketball as Spring Grove Area High School Rockets, the District 3 champions, welcome Chartiers Valley and the District 7 championships, Joe.
Yeah, you know what? We had to think about where we were exactly because one of the main roads here was shut down, so that sent a major detour for many of us. I know I used the GPS, used a lot of back roads, really got to see the countryside here in Center County. Luckily, I gave myself some leeway time, as did our players and teams and stuff, so we're all here on time.
Yeah, I never would have made it here without the GPS. Spring Grove got here about the same time I did, 5 o'clock, so a lot later than they would have liked to, but I know Coach Sowers will say these girls are ready and nothing to be afraid of. Now, Joe, we know a lot about the Rockets. They were victorious the other night against Hollidaysburg in what ended up being a pretty big win early on. The game was 31-30 at halftime, I believe. Spring Grove pulled away and won that by 12. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to see here in Chartiers Valley, who was victorious against Warren the other night, 61-38. What are they up to this year?
Well, according to the Pittsburgh Tribune Review newspaper, Chartiers Valley is ranked number 1 in the state in 5A. Your Rockets, believe it or not, are not even listed in the top 5. So just from that perspective, you have to think we're coming in as a bit of an underdog. However, Chartiers Valley this year, they did have a 64-game winning streak that was snapped this year by Trinity out of District 7. These two teams, Chartiers Valley and Trinity, met in the WPIAL Finals, in which Chartiers Valley beat them by 24 points.
Wow, yeah, and Chartiers Valley, very strong. As you mentioned, Joe, they've had a tremendous season. They have 2 girls that are that are juniors, though, that have already committed to play at the next level. Number 2, Aislinn Malcolm, is going to your stomping grounds, Pitt, and Perry Page, number 11, has committed to Columbia. So they do have a lot of talent on that team, and this is a team that can put up points in bunches. They average over 60 points a game, as you mentioned, Joe, 64-game winning streak, and they are another team that last year did not end their year with a loss. They got shut down by COVID, but they were the 2018-2019 Pennsylvania 5A champions, and every junior on this team was on the team back then, so certainly a team with a lot of skill and a lot of talent. As for the coaches, quite a matchup here, Joe, as well. Coach McConnell, son, of course, T.J. McConnell of NBA fame, has over 600 wins, Joe. He's in the Pennsylvania Athletic Hall of Fame. He has been to 2 state finals with the boys, on the boys' side, and, of course, once with the girls where he won. Coach Sowers, our very own, has been to a state finals with the boys, and now is trying to do the same with the girls. I can't imagine there's many coaches in PIAA that have made finals for boys and girls, and we're on the verge of possibly having 2 tonight.
That's very interesting, Wayne. I didn't even think of that. You know, Coach McConnell was the boys' coach at Chartiers Valley for 25 years. One of his wins, I know for a fact, was my senior year. We played them first round in the States when I played at Kiski area. They did rout us. They were extremely talented that year. But that is very interesting where you could have 2 coaches that have taken a boys team and a girls team to a state final.
Yeah.
Also, you have to keep in mind another word about Coach McConnell here. When you're talking about Western Pennsylvania basketball, there's 2 real basketball families. You have the Millers, and they are Sean Miller from Arizona, Archie Miller, who is from Indiana. Their old man, John Miller, was the coach of Blackhawk. And then you do have the McConnell family, in which Coach McConnell here at Chartiers Valley, he had a sister, Susie McConnell, who was a WNBA head coach, also an Olympic gold medalist in basketball, and the brother Tom McConnell, who's the head coach of IUP women's basketball and also a national champion at the Division II level.
Wow, holy smokes, some real talent there. So we're going to have the camera switch so you can see the girls warm up as we continue talking here through the pregame. But, Coach, you know, the Spring Grove team, we know they're really talented. They've had an absolute tremendous season. I talked to Coach Sowers about what's it going to take to come away with a win Tuesday night. He said we have to be physical inside and control the glass if we want to win. We have to get out and transition. He thinks there's opportunities on the perimeter to be had there for his girls, but of course, they're going to have to knock down the shots. And time again this year, Joe, we've seen that when the Rockets need to knock down those shots, they knock them down.
I can tell you one thing, a staple of a McConnell team is full court pressure. Something they're known for is full court pressure, moving the ball around, and their outside shooting. Just looking at Chartiers Valley, they do also have some size that will match up to ours.
Yeah, they do have some nice size. Coach McConnell said that is going to be a key, though, to be victorious. Is they're going to have to do well on the boards. They're going to have to rebound. They're going to have to play great defense. Said they don't play selfishly. So, you know, both these squads, get to the Final Four, Coach, there's no easy matchup.
Absolutely not. Just looking on the other side of the bracket, you have the champions from District 1 and District 12. District 1 being the suburbs of Philly and 12 being the actual city of Philly, and being Cardinal O'Hara, District 12, and Springfield, District 1.
Yeah, so real loaded here on the other side, so should be interesting. You know, we're not the only York County team in action tonight, or York Adams team. DeLone Catholic's in action here in a 4A game, so a lot of York County action, but we did win the rights of 98.9, 1350 WOYK, as I see Darrell Henry in the opposite corner. So very exciting. Look, Joe, this is big news. Spring Grove's made a lot of noise in state playoffs recently. This drive up today with all that traffic reminded me of the game up in Scranton when we had to drive through a snowstorm to get to our very own Eli Brooks. And Eli had himself a game last night. Did you catch that one, Joe?
I absolutely did. Extremely exciting. Eli had a season-high 21 points. And, you know, in the second half, late in the second half, he retweaked his ankle, had to go out for a period of time. And you could really tell the Wolverines missed him when he was out.
Yeah, and so that being said, they moved on, and you know, what do they say? Survive and advance? And that's exactly what Michigan has done, the lone Big Ten team standing. You know, Joe, this game, we do feature two tremendous head coaches. You've got, between the two of them, Joe, almost 1,000 wins. Coach McConnell is over 600. Troy Sowers has over 360 wins. And it'll be very interesting to see how those two play chess with one another. As you mentioned, we know that Chartiers Valley likes to press. In the game the other night for Spring Grove, that was 31-30 against Hollidaysburg. Coach Sowers made that decision to go to that 1-2-2 zone trap, and that really changed the tide of that game. So be interesting to see what different cards these coaches hold tonight.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Spring Grove will want to play an up-tempo game or try to get it to half court. If they're for the up-tempo game, you could see a really high-scoring contest here tonight.
So 3 players for Chartiers Valley, Joe, that we're going to have to keep our eyes on are Aislinn Malcolm, who we already talked about going to Pitt. She is just a sharpshooter from outside, deadly from out there, Coach Sowers said. Also, Hallie Cohen, number 4, another great sharpshooter. And he said Perry Page, there you see her up on our graphics, number 11, is a real monster underneath, and she can do some real damage. And so this team here for Chartiers Valley, a lot of talent. You see those 5 girls, all part of that state championship team that we mentioned previously. As for the Rockets, you see them here. Of course, we know the story of Ella Kell, District 3 or YAIAA Division I Player of the Year. Layla Campbell, who, if they had Freshman of the Year, certainly would have won it, has dropped how many points the other night, Joe? Was that 33? Was that a number-matching drop?
That's a Larry Bird right there.
That's a Layla Campbell right there, 33. Addie Wagman, of course.
Oh, you're right, 33. I didn't pick that up. Good one.
Sharp as can be from the outside, Addie Wagman. Leah Kale, just the all-world defender. And Hannah Garrison, who also has just really been playing great lately.
She really has stepped it up. Great improvement from a freshman from the beginning of the year till now.
All right, so we're going to get ready to pause here as we're going to get our introductions here to the game.
Spring
All right, and Joe, so we're back now as we're getting ready for player introductions. And so Chartiers Valley Colts being recognized first. Coach McConnell, we mentioned earlier, over 600 wins. At guard, 5'9", junior. Number 22, I think that is Abby Vates. I think the PA speaker misspoke. At guard, number 4, Hallie Cohen. Number 5, Helene Cohen. Number 11, Perry Page. And number 2, Aislinn Malcolm. That is your Colts starting 5. And for the Spring Grove Rockets, head coached by Troy Sowers. Number 1, guard Leah Kale. At guard, number 4, point guard Addison Wagman. At guard, number 22, Division I Player of the Year, Ella Kale. At forward, 6'1" freshman Hannah Garrison. And at forward, number 33, Layla Campbell.
Your officials for tonight's game are Sarah Fye, Dave Reimer, and Dave Bray.
And so, Joe, we are just seconds away now from PIAA Final Four 5A action.
So exciting, really. If you think about it, the last 4 or 5 years in Spring Grove basketball with Eli Brooks coming through and what he's doing at Michigan. And I know the community is really strong on following his career. And now we have this great run by the girls into the Western Finals here, the PIAA.
Yeah, and this girls team's been really strong. Even for a couple of years before Coach Sowers got here, they made some pretty impressive runs, and now they've certainly taken that next step. And, yeah, Final Four, very exciting here. And so right off the bat, we see Perry Page and Layla Campbell at the center point of the court, ready to take the tip.
Looks like the Rockets are doing a defensive tip.
And right off the bat, Chartiers Valley wins the tip, and there's number 2, Aislinn Malcolm, a little long. And Coach Sowers said she'll shoot it from anywhere.
Not afraid to shoot it at all. We definitely have to make sure that we get the rebounds. We can't give them second chances. They're too good of a team.
And there's another shot from, and that's a rare sight for Spring Grove, losing a defensive rebound there.
So it looks like right now, Chartiers, they're going back half court, man to man.
So Perry Page scores the first 2 of the night.
One thing that the Chartiers Valley is always good at, they play such great help man-to-man defense.
Yeah, and I noticed number 11 not going too far from the paint as number 22, Ella Kale, draws a foul on number 4, Hallie Cohen.
I'm curious about how the refs are going to call this game. Last few, it's been pretty loose. Right there, that was a tighter call. We'll see if that continues.
Spring Grove looked a little confused on that inbounds play, and Chartiers Valley took advantage of it. The Colts now have run that screen on that high elbow twice now. And number 22 again, shooting in long, and I noticed, Coach, that Chartiers Valley crashed the boards there.
Yes, absolutely here. Right now, no pressure from either team.
So,
I'm kind of curious to see how deep the Mustangs bench really is. But I can tell you one thing, we cannot continue turning it over like that.
Well, we know Spring Grove only plays about 7, and Coach Sowers already grabbing the clipboard.
That's a walk. Yep, good call by the official. She dragged her pivot foot.
Yeah, Eileen Cohen there with the turnover. And so here comes Addie, and let's see if the Rockets can do something here to penetrate this defense. You see Perry Page looks pretty content to stay near the middle of the paint, even when Layla gets out of the paint.
I think that's 3 turnovers in a row for the Rockets.
Yeah, they're really.
But both teams are having some sloppy play.
Here they are out on the run. Addie up, and wow, I can't believe that one didn't fall. Looked like it touched every point of the rim, but didn't want to go down. And you know, Coach, this is the first road game for both these teams in a really long time. Spring Grove hasn't played on the road in over a month, I don't think, as Addie goes for 3 and just misses short. And so 2-0 Colts lead, and Coach Sowers calls a timeout with 2 minutes and 30 seconds gone in the first quarter.
I think that's a good timeout. The thing is, we have nothing to lose here. This is the defending state champs. This is the team, Chartiers Valley, that had the 64-game win streak right now. We started off here a little shaky, as you could tell. The nerves will die down. Coach Sowers, 30-second timeout to get the troops together.
Yeah, he is. And, you know, I know Coach Sowers getting the troops together, and you know this offense is explosive at any time they can go off. Coach Sowers always says we're always on the verge of a 10-0 run. So just getting the girls to do what they know how to do.
Right now, the Rockets really haven't been able to get into their offensive sets because of the pressure defense from Char Valley.
Char Valley now bringing the ball up. That is Char Valley doing a really nice job challenging the Rockets with that dribble drive.
Well, they're definitely using the pick and roll, and they have 2 good players for that. They have good size and a guard in that Aislinn.
Number 22, I think that's her 3rd 3 of the night, and she's off, but again, another rebound here for Chartiers Valley.
Right now, we are trying to start the transition, but we got to really focus on crashing the boards.
Great job there by Layla deflecting that pass. Addie able to cut her off so she couldn't get to the hoop on the baseline. And now we'll see Chartiers Valley with baseline out of bounds for the first time tonight.
Really, we're almost halfway through this first quarter, only 2 points scored.
Beautiful ran play for Malcolm, not able to hit the 3. And another long rebound goes Chartiers Valley's way. And Layla able to secure that one, and she's off and running. And Layla got hit by 2 defenders. We'll see which one she calls it on. And they call that on number 11, Perry Page, and that's a good thing for Chartiers Valley because that would have been the second on Howard Cohen.
Yes, I was hoping it was going to be number 4 there. It could have gone to either girl, but they went with number 11.
You'll never see the double foul call, right?
No, not there.
Kick ball there. And both teams very active with their hands and their feet defensively. The cameraman getting on the loose ball. We need our ball sanitizer to take care of that as another individual.
Yes, Ms. Ecker Road. I don't believe they have one here. I'm trying to see. Hopefully next time we should have brought Ms. Ecker Road. Maybe if we make it to the state finals, they can use her services.
And Addie now, we got a little bit of an advantage. Finds Leah with the drive and floater. Not able to make it fall, though. And Chartiers Valley certainly likes to run as well. Both teams play with pace. Good pump fake and drive by Page. Not able to make it fall. And here comes Campbell.
Nice
Kicks it to the
dish.
corner to Cal. A little long. And it looked a little jerky on the release.
Really, I thought they could have called a foul. There was some body there after that release. If she would have sold it a little bit and hit the ground, she might have got the foul call.
So 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Still only 1 bucket between the 2 teams. Hard to believe for 2 teams averaging over 60 this year.
Yeah, kind of crazy. We do have stat man here, Zach Carcado. He's not doing much tonight because not many stats, not many points. You got some rebounds and turnovers right now.
Cross-court pass, able to succeed it. And right now, Chartiers Valley content to pass the ball across 2 spots here. As Kale getting a count. Page for 3, and it's good.
Right now, she has all 5 of their points. We have to score. You can't go more than a half a quarter without scoring points against the Chartiers Valley team.
Yeah, and Chartiers Valley up 5-0. As you mentioned, the University of Columbia commit has all 5 points. And here's Addie. Pump fake, a little bit of a floater. Not able to make it go, but it falls in the hands of Layla. And there's Kale for 3, and
Big
it goes
3.
down. Division I Player of the Year, Ella Kale, knocks down the
Absolutely.
3 when the team needs her.
That's what you need from your senior, and that's what happened. They got the Rockets on the board. Let's build from this.
By the way, Coach, Ella Kale.
Walk.
Ella Kale is the only senior on the floor tonight.
Yes, and that's the crazy thing. Looking at Char Valley, they're all underclassmen. This could be a battle numerous years in the western half of the state.
And so it looked like we got a full timeout here from Char Valley. Coach McConnell's not happy about a call.
To me, it looked like a travel. I thought that was a good call by the official.
All right, so 2:29 to go here in the first quarter, and Spring Grove trails Char Valley 5-3. And so the Colts are able to come out already and really help control the game with their defense. And I don't think anybody expected a game 5-3 here this late in the first quarter, but the game has really been dictated by both teams' defense and the stinginess of those defenses.
I think part of this is both of these teams that are mostly underclassmen, and you brought up a great point. This is the first away game they've had in a long time, and this isn't a close away game. It's a several-hour drive for both teams, making it very difficult. So they're out of their element a little bit, and typically when you have that, you'll see that the shots don't fall, the points just aren't quite there. And this is what's happening here in this almost, the first quarter here as we have 2:29 remaining.
All right, so both coaches have now used a timeout. Of course, as we mentioned, McConnell from Char Valley used a full. Troy Sowers used a 30-second.
All right. I believe that was the media timeout.
I'm not sure how that works. We're not used to media timeouts at our level of basketball, as Addie Wagman brings the ball up.
Again, we have our stat guy, Zach Arcado, on that, keeping track of all your stats, timeouts, and others.
And Kale there goes in and called out of bounds here on Char Valley, much to the chagrin of the Char Valley fans, as Leah Kale took it to the cup.
Something that the Mustangs always do. Oh, in and out.
You mean the Colts?
Or the Colts, I'm sorry, the Colts. They don't put a girl on the ball whenever you're taking it out. They use that extra defender to deny the pass in bounds.
Did you get scouting tips from your father?
I still remember the haunts that team gave me my senior year. They've done it then, they do it now.
Travel here on number 4, Eileen Cohen. And so the turnovers continue to plague both teams here. It's 5-3. Layla's been quiet so far tonight. Has not had many shot attempts. And
right now, turnovers is the name of the game. Char Valley has 4. Spring Grove has 3.
Addie misses the 3. And I was just saying, Joe, Layla not really had a lot of opportunities to score. A little bit of contact there, but good no call here as Paige drives the floor, passes the ball off to the wing. And the 3-point attempt is up and good for number 5, Eileen Cohen. And so the Colts are up to an 8-3 lead now.
Yeah, it's a wide open look right there, and they're going to knock it down more often than not.
Kale thought about giving it to Campbell inside, but did not. Addie with another runner. Not able to make them fall right now. And we get a foul on Hannah Garrison.
First foul on the Rockets. Look, it looks like right now Coach Sowers is going to try this 1-2-2 trap. You hear Coach McConnell say middle. They're going to split the front person.
Let's see. And this really that looked like an offensive foul there. And instead it's a travel. Looked like number 5 might have extended the forearm there to push Kale off of her, but they get her with a travel anyways. And so it's Spring Grove ball.
Lots of travels in this game. Lots of travels are called, especially on the Colts.
All right, and so Ella Kale, ball in her hands, changing it up a little bit, and Ella shoots a three. No good. Another rebound there for Paige, as she skies up and gets it. And she goes right into Layla, who blocks her, and the ball's going to be Colt ball out of bounds.
I'll tell you this, that Perry Page looks almost taller than Layla. It's a pretty good height for both girls there.
They're both listed at 6 foot.
Okay.
She's got her hair up in that.
Yeah, that could be it.
Oh,
Gives it
nice
a couple
drive.
inches.
And number 22 pulls again, and this time she drains it as Abby Vadis makes her first one of the night. I think she's 1 for 4 from deep now. And Addie pushes the pace, finds Hannah, and there's Kale wide open for three. No good. And the Rockets cannot find the bottom of the net. And Joe, you have a 2.5 hour bus ride that turns into a 3.5 bus ride. You're used to scoring 60 plus a night, and the ball's just not falling. Right now, what's the confidence of the Rockets? What's the talk got to be like in the huddle?
Well, you saw Coach Sowers kind of trying to go to that 1-2-2 half-court trap right there, and I'm just curious to see if he's going to try to use his defense to create some offense. Something that Char Valley's doing, and they are known for this. They're going to put a hand in your face anywhere that you come, no easy shots, and they do a lot of penetrating, dishing out for the threes. Right now, they have 3 3-pointers and a 2-point basket. However, you scored 3 points as the Rockets in this quarter, but you're only down 8. So you got to let the jitters out now. Second quarter, you got to start playing your game.
Yeah, and like I said, Coach Sowers always says we're always on the verge of a 10-0 run, and we could really use one of those right now. Foul recap right now. The Colts have 2 fouls on them, and the Rockets only have 1 on them. And the Colts hold an 8-point lead here as we come out for the second quarter. As we mentioned, Joe, we're here in Bald Eagle High School and got to give a huge shout out to their superintendent, Scott Graham, principal Jack Tobias, and AD Douglas Dyke for working with SG Live to help us get this set up so we can present this game live for all the folks back home and in Chartiers Valley.
This is something that we want to give our community. I know we have limited ticket sales here, so this is a way that they can watch this game.
Kale with the drive, cannot get it to fall, and that's Leah Kale with the miss, and here comes Paige. And neither team really going to the bench yet this game.
I really like number 11, Perry Page, for Char Valley. I think she's a great player, similar to Layla.
2 years older, Coach, but you're right. There's a lot of similarities there. And there's number 22 again. Abby Vates missing the 3. And so far it seems like Spring Grove is pretty content to let Vates take those looks as opposed to number 2, Aislinn Malcolm, or number 4, Eileen Cohen.
Here's another interesting thing. Char Valley, they have 5 offensive rebounds, so we're giving them multiple looks.
Yeah, and that can happen a lot on 3-point shots. They're taking a bunch of them, and they've got the size to match our girls. As Addie Wagman drains it from the corner to make it a 5-point game.
We needed that. It looked like Char Valley almost changed their defense into a matchup zone.
You've always got a keen eye for that, Coach.
Whenever you have quality coaches like they are, they're going to change their defensive. It really gets the offense of the other team out of whack.
Paige goes, and there's number 22 once again, unable to find the net, is Abby Vates. And Spring Grove pushes it. Addie from the corner.
Oh.
Not in. Layla battles, and that's a rebound that we've seen her get, but she hasn't really faced someone like Paige, like Perry Page so far this year, Coach.
Very athletic, is able to rival her height there, and similar as well, was able to lead the offensive break there and score the layup. I believe she has 7 points.
Kale and Kale working the 2-girl game as Addie cuts in. A lot of contact. There's the call. And I think they called that offensive.
They did. It was offensive. The girl was set. However, I thought they might have got her on the arm prior to that.
I thought that as well, Joe. And Coach is going to Natalia Dabb and bringing her in. And Addie takes it hard to the cup, gets called for the offensive foul, and they're still in that 1-2-2.
Good trap there.
See if Hannah tries to front the post. Deep ball, no good. And
Go,
here
go,
come the
go.
Rockets off and running. And
3
this
on
should
1.
be Kale all the way.
Nice.
And she puts it in to make it a 5-point game once again. Char Valley 13, Spring Grove 8, and they're still in that 1-2-2 zone. 22-8 from the corner. No good. A lot of contact on the body. I thought we might get one there, but
Look
we
at
did
this.
not.
We're running. This is what we needed. This is what we needed.
And Addie
I
makes
say
the
we
bucket.
keep this up tempo right now. I think we're the quicker team.
13-10 right now, and we go back to man as Addie made that layup. And we're going to get a hit here on Addie Wagman. Can still see the work that our cut men did on her
I was
eye.
just going to say that. The best cut man in the game, trainer Mike Fleming.
That's the second foul on Addie Wagman as Hannah is going to come in and take a breather, and Natalia Dabb is going in for her.
That's the second foul. Did you already get that on Wagman?
Yeah. Deep three for Chartiers Valley does not go. Layla able to scoop it, and here come the numbers.
Keep pushing it. There's a couple girls winded for Char Valley.
Kale, we're deep.
Yes.
It's good. 13.
Tie it up, baby.
Will McConnell go for the timeout? He does not call a timeout as Spring Grove goes back to the 1-2-2. Page for three.
No good.
Oh,
Look up.
And Addie is there, Cowden and Sear.
They are getting winded right now. It's one look. They're shooting these threes. They're not knocking them down.
This is not something that most teams are used to dealing with as Kale drives to the paint.
Oh.
Lot of contact, no call. And you're right, Chartiers Valley they are really on tired legs. And another travel.
Right now, that girl typically would take the shot there. She's missed several. They're hesitating. Right now, momentum on the Rocket side.
And all these travels, I'm noticing, I think every one of these travels has been a good call, Coach. Coach McConnell's not happy with it, but hey, you're picking up your pivot foot before you dribble. That's a travel. And Campbell attacks. Not able to go, but she's fighting. Did you see?
How about Layla? No points right now. I
Yeah.
knew they'd be really focusing in on her.
I
But
love-
you know what? She's playing her game. She's getting the rebounds, playing great defense. That's fine if she doesn't score.
They'll come. They'll come. I love seeing Ella Kale talking in transition there on defense on the way back. And 13-13 now. Ella attacks at the post, not able to make it go. And I think the size of Perry Page is really impacting a lot of these shots.
I don't believe we've seen a player like her yet in the playoffs.
And there she is, number 22, Abby Vates, knocks it down to make it a 16-13 game.
I mean, she's probably about 2 for 9 right now. I would take that. Let her beat you, not the Division I player from Pitt or the other one going to Columbia. They are in a zone right now, the Colts.
Kale attacks. Good block there by the Colts.
We got a
And
media timeout.
media timeout. So, Coach, here we have 3:19 to go in the first half. Rockets trail by 3 points, but what did we say? They're always on the verge of a 10-0 run. It was 11-3, and now they've closed it to 3. In fact, they even tied the game at one
They
point.
tied it up. We had a couple good looks there that we could have even taken the lead. But you were right. I think, you know what? You said it, and it happened. You must be like Nostradamus or something like that.
And, you can see the demeanor here. Coach Sauer's very calm with his girls. Very calm with his girls because the girls started slow, and now they're playing well. Coach McConnell, girls started playing well, now not so much, and he's being, he's loud on the bench. He wants to get their attention. I just heard him say, state championship, wake up, letting them know, remember what's in front of us.
Yes. And you hear the coaches even more so because you don't have the crowd like you typically would here for a state semifinal game.
Joe, this gym is like where I began my coaching career, the old Spring Grove High School. That building you're about to take over.
Looking forward to that. It had more of the dome shape, though, at Spring Grove Middle School, like a barn type thing.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to think Dr. Dietrich's going anywhere. You're taking over the middle school.
Middle school, not the high school.
That was the high school.
Yes.
That was the high school. Just for
Was the high school.
clarification.
Middle school, yes, thank you.
You did say middle school. I just wanted to clarify.
Okay. I didn't know.
Got my eye on Hannah here. She looks like she's getting ready to come back in. Not at the bench yet, but she's prepared. Kale from the corner. And Leah Kale knocks it down to tie the game.
They're so worried about Layla. They are collapsing in on her. Layla is really finding the open girl then, and we were able to knock this shot down.
It's really going to come down to a game of these shooters. Who's going to hit the open looks, Coach? And there's Paige attacking aggressively. Gets it to go. Nice floater. 18-16. Colts by 2.
Paige has 9 points right now.
Great job by the SG Live grabbing that floater there on the replay. That looked beautiful. And finally looking for Campbell down low, not able to see it with an errant pass. And a block. Oh, and you know what happened there, Coach? That's a good call. Kale slowed her pace instead of getting to the spot, and that cost her.
I agree. That was a good call. But it was also a good foul. The girl didn't get a look at the layup. They now got to work for the points.
And Hannah coming in the game now again for Natalia Deb. Just gave us a lot of solid minutes. Went on that run. I know we didn't call Natalia's name much, but we went on that run with her on the floor, so great job by her there. First look for Char Valley isn't there. And once again, Abby Vates chucking it from deep, not able to get it, but aggressive play on the boards.
Offensive rebounds. That's their 6th offensive rebound. So here in the final 2 minutes, if I'm the Rockets, I'd really try to get it up-tempo again, run the fast break, get Char Valley tired.
On Char Valley now. Aggressive, misses the layup, and here comes Campbell pressing the action. And a lot of contact.
Oh, that got to be a walk. Walk or a jump ball.
Or a foul, one of the 3, I thought.
I was saying a walk on number 11 from Char Valley. After she got the ball from Layla, she walked with it.
Sometimes ugly's hard to call when you're not really sure what you're seeing. And number 2 misses the 3, and that's
another
a
walk. Yep, right there. They got it.
And Aislinn Malcolm had a really good look, not able to make it go, and another travel.
How about this? No points for her. She was, I believe, their leading scorer. Am I correct in saying that, Wayne?
Yeah. All right, so here comes Spring Grove. Down a minute and a half. Addie Wang with the ball in her hand. High screen. Addie thought about it, did not take it.
Honestly, if we could just wait even for a last shot here, either be down 4 or 2 or even 1 going into the half, I would be fine with that.
I wouldn't suspect that from Coach Sowers as Layla keeps getting into trouble in the paint.
They're really collapsing in on her. Oh, man.
Really tough take there by Eileen Cohen to put the Colts back up by 6 with just under a minute to go here in the first half.
She got to make sure she gets over half court. You don't want a 10-second call.
Addie with a nice job saving that errant pass. Oh, good screen by Layla. And Spring Grove ball underneath. You know, it looked like a little bit ago, Coach drew up something to try to get Perry Page up top away from the glass so Addie could shoot and maybe have a chance at a rebound, but Addie was not able to get that look off. Got to be aggressive here.
Nice look.
And there's Leah Kale off.
Get that. Good. We needed that.
Good tip by Layla. And wow.
You know, those lines there at midcourt are very deceiving.
They sure are. They sure are, Coach. And
I think she thought that she was about to go back court there. There's 2 black lines, and then there's a white line, which is the mid-court line. It's confusing. I keep missing it myself.
Yeah. Leah Kale with a foul there. I think she got ball, but I think she got body with body there, and I don't have an issue with that call either.
This is the first free throw of the game.
I can't tell who's on the line here. I think it's number 5. Eileen Cohen, and she misses both.
Oh, no,
but we got
offensive rebound.
Those offensive rebounds are killing us as Cohen shoots it. And we're not boxing anybody out defensively, Coach.
Well, that's it. They're not boxing anyone out. And here we go, Wagman. She has an open look there.
Oh, a lot of contact.
Oh.
Wow, I thought there was some contact there at the end. No, there wasn't. Good no call on the replay. I thought Addie got fouled, but good no call on the replay.
You know, right now the Rockets had 3 points first quarter, 13 in the second quarter. Outscored Char Valley there in that second quarter, I believe 13-9.
And so it's 22-16 now, Joe, as Char Valley holds a 6-point lead here. And first half, certainly very exciting, but Char Valley, kind of like you said, kind of a tale of two quarters. The first quarter, we saw Char Valley defensively kind of did what they wanted to do, slowed down the Rockets, jumped out to a nice lead in the first quarter, and then the second quarter, Rockets able to close that gap pretty quickly and get the game back to a more competitive setting.
Absolutely, and we were able to do that because we were hitting some shots there. We were getting some of our offense through our defense. Char Valley was winded. You definitely saw that in them. And really, I'm curious to see what Coach Sowers will do to try to get to that up-tempo again. However, both teams are well below their season average for points.
Yeah, great defense. Of course, when you start the game, what was it, 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter and a combined 8 points, it's going to take a little while to make up that gap. Spring Grove needs another one of those 10-0 runs for sure here, Coach. And when you look at the first half, very exciting. I think both coaches are expecting a little more than what they got. They're hoping for a little more than what they got. But it's an emotional game. The turnovers have really helped keep Spring Grove in the game in terms of what their defense is for us and the travels by Char Valley. But Spring Grove's got to do a better job finding a way to get Layla in advantageous positions and knocking down those threes when they got them.
Well, both teams are in a unique situation, foreign territory, because right now, the Rockets, we haven't been down really much here in the playoffs. Very limited amount of time. Char Valley, on the other hand, they haven't had many competitive games lately, especially in the playoffs. So whenever they won the WPIAA championship, they won by 24 points or so. They destroyed Warren, who they just played. Both teams, let's see how they react to some adversity here in the second half.
And it'll be interesting to see what continues to happen here as Joe, I know you've just been handed the stats. I'll give you a minute to look those over. Abby Vates, it seems like Spring Grove is content trying to let her shoot the threes. They're making sure, and you mentioned earlier that Malcolm was held without a point for a long time. I don't know if she ever did score. And Eileen Cohen, the other big three-point shooter for Chartiers Valley, really not getting many looks. And so Spring Grove's clearly trying to take them away. And Abby Vates, she's missed quite a few shots, but she's also hit some big ones.
Yeah. So I'm just looking right now, number 11 page for Char Valley, 9 points, 10 rebounds, almost a double-double there in that first half. On the Rocket side, Layla Campbell, no points, 6 rebounds. If we could get anything from her, that could really help turn it around. However, flip side, Char Valley, their leading scorer, Aislinn Malcolm, also 0 points. Each team has 4 3-point baskets there in that first half. Char Valley definitely winning the rebounding war with 11 offensive rebounds, 23 rebounds total. Spring Grove only 3 offensive rebounds, 14 total.
Yeah, one thing we've noticed, Joe, is when Char Valley shoots, they're crashing. They are crashing, and when Spring Grove can secure the rebound, they're getting their floaters. They're getting Addie Wagman down the court. But Spring Grove, I think, a lot of times has had the benefit of being able to rebound the ball without necessarily having to box out throughout this year. They've got size. They're big girls. They're athletic. And Char Valley, the way they are aggressively crashing along with their own big athletic girls down low, is really making Spring Grove pay for not boxing out the way that they need to.
And that's a key point right there. Second half, we can't give them their second chances. Whenever Layla is penetrating inside, they're double teaming her. Whenever she's trying to post up, they're double teaming her. So what does that mean? Some of our turnovers were we were trying to force it into her. If they're double teaming her, someone is going to be open. You have to have confidence in all the players on the floor that they can knock down that shot. And I think we have a balanced enough team where that can happen. Shoot or shoot, as you would say, Wayne.
Shooter's got to shoot. So, Coach, do you have any point totals for us right now before we take a couple-minute break here?
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now here. We have Leah Kell with 2 3-point baskets here and a 2-point basket for 8 points. Addison Wagman has a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer for 5 points. And Ella Kell has a 3-pointer for 3 points. And that is your scoring right there for the Rockets. On the flip side, you have number 4, Haley Cohen, or Cowan. How do you pronounce that? Do you know? Is it Cowan?
I went with Cohen.
Cohen? Okay. She has 2 points. Helena Cohen has 5 points. and missed both free throws. Those were the only 2 free throws there in that first half. Perry Page, a 6-foot junior, matching up with Layla, has 9 points, including a 3-point basket there. Also has those 9 rebounds, I believe, or 10 rebounds.
Wow, so far, Perry Page really being the difference maker in today's game so far. So it's 4:45 here to go until the second half starts. Joe and I are going to take a 2.5-minute break, and we'll see you back at 2 minutes. Thank you. All right, so 1 minute and 23 seconds here to go until the second half starts. And when Spring Grove came back onto the floor, Joe, the faithful really gave them a lot of support. Chartiers Valley came back with 4 minutes left on the clock. Coach McConnell, not too much to say at halftime.
No, not really. I'm just curious what adjustments, if any, that he'll make. The biggest thing is they haven't been knocking down their threes. Now, we haven't shot the best either. Neither team has, as we're well below our averages here. Something that's very interesting here that, again, our stat man, Zach Carcado, was able to give is the number of steals they were able to have. They have 9 steals in which they're intercepting passes and whatnot, whereas we only have 2 there in the first half.
So Chartiers Valley really forcing the steals, which is big,
Yep.
and dominating on the offensive glass.
Yeah.
Really big, really big.
Those are the 2 keys here. I'm sure they're going to want Aislinn Malcolm involved in their offense a little bit because she has 0 points in the first half.
All right, so it is 16-22. Spring Grove down by 6 to Chartiers Valley. You know, both these teams, Coach, I think are 22-3 or 23-3 on the year. Phenomenal seasons from both these teams, and really maybe not the prettiest game, but very competitive and exciting for sure.
I'm really excited to see what the second half is going to bring to us. Let's see if one team will get hot.
Right off the bat, it looks like Spring Grove's going to be back to the man-to-man defense as Addie Wagman up on the point. And the Spring Grove faithful are making noise here.
That's good. Wanted that turnover there. They're trying to isolate Malcolm, their leading scorer. Great defense by the Rockets.
All right, so Addie bringing the ball up.
The Colts go back to man-to-man.
Ella catches it on the wing, and there's Addie for three. Up and just off, but Layla not able to get the rebound as Perry Page tips it to number 22, Abby Vates, as Cohen brings it up the floor. Double high post here for Coach McConnell's squad. Oh, beautiful.
Use some back screens there. Layla Campbell seeing that out. Oh, call it Rockets ball. Looks like there's going to be a chat. Let's see if replay has anything.
And that's the right call. I think Layla
tipped
that out. I think Layla tipped that out.
But you know what? That's great defense there by the Rockets. There's a back screen right there. Those are very hard to defend. We are prepared for that.
Tremendous. That's something they talked about in the locker room. We haven't seen that all day, and they ran out and ran that. So good job there by Spring Grove shutting that down.
Layla's doing a great job helping
Malcolm
defense there.
Knocks down the three, and so that extends the lead to 9 as Malcolm gets on the board with the top of the arc three.
And that's going to be concerning if she gets hot here.
Dribble handoff by Leah Kale. Ella takes it from Addie. There's Layla. Drive follows a drive. Addie with the pump fake. Mid-range jumper up and can't get it to fall.
That was a good look right there. That was a good look.
A lot of composure here from these two juniors, Cohen and Addie. Corner three. And
Is that a bank?
That kissed the glass by Vates. And just like that, Char Valley up 12, and Coach Sowers has to call a timeout as Char Valley hits 2 threes to open up the half.
Yeah, that's concerning there. As you said, I guess it goes both ways. Shooters shoot, and Char Valley, they're a bunch of shooters, and they were able to knock some down. However, that was a bit lucky there because I think that was banked in from the corner.
You know, last time we went on that run, Natalia Dabb checked into the game, and I wonder if Coach Sowers is realizing that, you know, maybe she might give you a little bit more speed on the defensive end, though certainly not the rebounder, not the offensive player yet that you might get from Hannah down low. But defensively, number 22, Abby Vates is getting a lot of open looks right now, and that's going to be concerning if she starts knocking them down.
I'm curious to see if we'll try some zone traps right now. Just first of all, get the tempo of the game up. Second of all, try to get some offense from our defense.
All right, 28-16. I saw Coach Sowers has a little picture drawn on his playbook. I can't see what it was from up here, but they drew something up specifically. Tough take there by Ella, not able to make
nice rebound.
Good rebound by Hannah. And Layla to the paint. A lot of contact. And they call the bucket.
Wow. I thought I was in the NBA. A continuation there.
Continuation.
That's great. Layla did not give up on that play.
And Coach McConnell is shaking his head. He is not happy. But he is not yelling at the refs. He's yelling at, sounds like he's giving it to Perry Page, not happy with her not sliding over defensively. And Layla finally on the board. So now Malcolm and Layla have both scored, and they both have 3 points here in the third quarter.
We needed that. That was great.
And there it is, Joe.
We're in the 1-2-2 zone trap. I like it.
And then the coach was looking at, the referee was looking at the wrong line.
That's the wrong line that official just looked at.
She called that
over and back.
She called that over and back
true.
On the black line, and she was looking at the black line. That was the white line.
I said that earlier, Wayne. I said it's very confusing. I know one of our girls thought she was going to go backcourt because of that line. The referee also had it confused. I agree.
So let's see what she did.
I don't like how this court is set up.
So she called it. She's calling it. She's calling it blue ball. That's the right call, right? She corrected the call.
That was the right call. That was not backcourt. It was over on the black line. That is not the midcourt line, even though it does look like it.
Those 3 lines are tough. That's one thing I can't stand, all these different courts and lines on courts.
Well, here's the interesting thing. The 3-point line is black, but the midcourt line is white.
A lot of confusion for us, Coach. You and I can't keep up with this stuff. All right, so anyways, Char Valley up 9 here, 5:35 to go here in the third quarter. Perry
I'm
Page.
just curious,
Deep 3. And that is number 5, Eileen Cohen, who makes it a 12-point game again as their shots are falling now.
Yeah, I believe Char Valley only had 3 or 4 threes. I think 4 threes in the first half. They already have 3.
Campbell knocks down the jumper to bring it back down to 10. She's playing through a lot of contact when she's driving to the paint, Coach. She's playing tough as they're back in that 1-2-2.
On the back.
Oh, she didn't displace her, Coach. It's a good no call. Oh, beautiful dish by Malcolm to find Perry Page. That was an excellent drive and dish. There's Kale. And she drains the 3.
We needed that. Keeps it at 9 points, single digits. As you see, the offense is starting to come out for both teams.
Slow to drop there was Ella. And Malcolm drains it again. And, I know you like that 1-2-2 zone, Coach, but when somebody's figured it out, that's not good. And Spring Grove should have taken a timeout there instead of throwing that pass.
Yeah, we were a bit rattled. Foul.
And they got a foul here on Perry Page. And Coach Sauer's starting the official. I think he's ready to take a timeout.
Well, here's the thing. Right now, Char Valley, they have the momentum here. We're still in the game. We can't get out of the game here. Good timeout by Coach Sauers. It's actually calling it a media timeout because it's under 4 minutes and it's a dead ball.
I feel like we're doing the NCAAs or something like that. So 14-point lead here for Char Valley, 38-24 with 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Something just to look at here. That's her third foul for number 11, Perry Page.
Wow, that is big. You only get 5.
Yeah, if somehow she would be getting foul trouble and have to go on the bench, which I don't believe she's on the bench at all this whole game, that'd be a huge advantage there for the Rockets.
Coach, I don't think that Char Valley has substituted a player yet today. I think we've only seen 11 girls. I think 6 from Spring Grove and 5 from Char Valley.
According to our stat guy here, they have not made a substitution yet this game.
Holy smokes. And they did start to tire in the second quarter, so we'll see here. Maybe, you get that rest from halftime. Maybe at the beginning of the fourth, though, maybe they do come out a little sluggish and Spring Grove able to make a run. But right now, we need one of those 10-0 runs.
I'm curious right now. Maybe Coach Sauers will go into a full court man-to-man. Right now, that half-court zone, one bad thing about it is it leaves open the three-point shooting. The Colts right now are a bit hot. If you are in that full court man-to-man, that helps prevent the three-pointers, but yet keep it an up-tempo game.
Coach, I'm telling you what, if I'm Troy, I'm going right to Layla here, and I'm trying to pick up a 4th foul on Perry Page. She's a difference maker. Be nice to get her out of the game. Tough take there by Layla. And Abby Vates got blasted. And that was a charge or a foul. I mean, that was a travel or a foul, I thought,
really,
Coach.
I thought that should have been a charge right there. She was able to make the shot as well.
Kale with the foul line shot.
Nice.
Gets it to go. 14 points here for Char Valley as the Colts hold a pretty significant lead here, more than halfway through the third quarter. Malcolm takes the best defender, Kale, flips it up and in.
You know what? This second half, she's making some moves. She has all 12 of her points here in this third quarter.
Wow. You can see why she's going to pit. And we got a illegal screen on Leah Kale, and that's costly as Ella knocked down the 3.
Spring Grove foul. Number 1, Leah Kale. Her third, team first.
And so 26-42 now. Char Valley leads. Nice back door there by Malcolm.
The thing is, with the Rockets playing defense, all 5 of their shooters are outside threats. Right now, you're going to see a disciplined offensive team here, working their good shot, work for a good shot.
Yeah, they really are really disciplined. All unbelievable. They're all juniors, Coach.
They're all juniors.
Yeah, and they really are content to wait for the perfect shot as number 5, Eileen Cohen, makes a scoop layup to put it up 18. Uncharted waters for Spring Grove, Coach.
It was just so fast, and that's the thing with the three-point game
Kale,
that Char Valley has. They knocked some down. Malcolm had 12 points here in this third quarter alone. Now that's an over and back.
all right, so that's going to be Rocket ball here. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and Char Valley really just had such a strong quarter.
Here's the thing. We got to try to get it to 12 points right now. As Char Valley's making the first substitution so that Perry Page does not get her 4th foul.
So Elena Molinaro comes in. She's only 5'6", so big height advantage right now for the Rockets. Let's see if Coach Sowers tries to take advantage of that. Run the double high post. And there's Addie in the corner, not able to get it off, but plays through the contact, and that's 2 shots.
Yep, block and really a reach in on her arm. That was a good take by Addison Wagman.
And here comes a second substitute here for Coach McConnell. So Hallie picks up her second. As Natalia Dabb getting ready to check in. Addie knocks down the first. Number 33, Ella Kupka, comes in for Elena Molinaro. So Elena just gets a quick run. And Hannah comes out for Natalia Dabb.
Well, I think this makes sense right now, giving Hannah a break here, a little more speed defensively. Let's see what Coach Sowers does if we make it. Looks like we're picking them up full court man-to-man.
Nice, I like this. She does a great job.
Handles.
Yeah, she really does. Coach McConnell, you hear him call for the motion offense. I think he's content to try to let this run.
Really, they won't take a shot now until the very end unless they have a layup. How about a 5-second? No.
Oh,
that's a bad call.
They get Addie with the push.
I don't like that call. Really, I think that should have been a 5-second call possibly.
And she was dying for the ball, but she picks up her third, and Coach McConnell takes a 30-second timeout with a 16-point lead. Char Valley 44, Spring Grove 28, 70 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Smart timeout by Coach McConnell there. He wants to make sure that they end the quarter on their terms here because a 16-point deficit going into the fourth quarter is very difficult to overcome.
Yeah, so Coach McConnell much quieter in the huddle now, happy with the way the girls have been playing for sure as we take a look at Char Valley's squad here. And I'll tell you what, the difference has been Aislinn Malcolm waking up, getting looks, and taking advantage of them.
You're not a Division I player for nothing, and there's a reason why a major Division I program in Pitt offered her a scholarship, and it's right there shown in that third quarter.
And so Char Valley able to safely inbound the ball. Wide open three for Cohen, does not fall. Layla gets the rebound and draws a foul on number 2, Aislinn Malcolm. And so that is Aislinn's first foul. Joe, so she's in good shape. 52 seconds to go here. Rockets trail 16.
We can't wait for a last shot. We got to get a shot here and try to get a steal.
Layla goes up tough, and they called another offensive foul. Charge on her as number 22, Abby Vates, draws the charge. And good defensive awareness. Way to put, they're putting the official in a position where they have to make a 50-50 call.
Yeah. That's Layla's first foul.
So Aislinn bringing the ball up here. Cross-court one-handed pass. And, yeah, they're gonna play keep away here until Spring Grove can force them to do something.
I was really surprised they took that three-pointer with about a minute to go.
The end of the third quarter, and a third quarter that could not have gone much better for Char Valley, as they now hold a 16-point lead with 8 minutes to go in the final four.
So what was that scoring-wise? I think Char Valley, what did they have going in at halftime?
It was 22-16. I think Char Valley won that quarter 22-12.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense because we were down 6 at half. Now we're down 16. They really opened it up. The difference maker right there was Aislinn Malcolm, the Division I commit to the University of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and that's tough, and we'll see if Perry Page stays on the bench or if she starts this fourth quarter. Again, it looks like, I mean, if you're in the Rockets huddle, Coach, you've seen Coach McConnell's hand. He's playing keep away. He's not going to give you a chance. Yeah. What do you have to do? I mean, you can't start fouling with 7 minutes to go.
No, you're going to have to take chances here, and I can definitely see Coach McConnell putting Perry Page in, because if the Rockets want to have a shot at winning this game, they got to make their move here in these first 2 minutes of the quarter.
All right, so here we are now, fourth quarter. And the Rockets need a big one here to make this a game with 4 minutes to go. And, I want to give a shout-out, too. We missed earlier. Technology coordinator here at Bald Eagle, Steve Thompson, was so helpful in helping us get set up, too, along with the rest of their administration. So just a big shout-out to Bald Eagle. As Natalia Dabb misses about the 14-footer. Beautiful crossover. And contortion of the body by number 5, Eileen Cohen. And Rockets find themselves down to 18.
So that third quarter, Perry Page only had, I think, 1 point there. But Aislinn Malcolm really picked up the pace.
And, you see them with their blue and red uniforms. The way they have so many girls that can do so many things, that can pick up the pace, the way they run the floor. It's almost like we're watching the Rockets versus the Rockets and what the Rockets have been able to do against other teams, Joe.
Yeah, they are similar. I will say that for sure.
This team is
the big difference was Char Valley was able to knock down those threes to start the third quarter. Imagine if we were knocking them down in the first quarter there.
Yeah.
It would have been a totally different game.
So Char Valley just content to, looks like, play 4 corners for 8 minutes.
And the thing is, they have so many great ball handlers. It's so hard to defend.
They really do. And Spring Grove just not able to force anything here.
Look, she could have taken that in for a layup, but they know the possession, taking the time off the clock, is more valuable than that layup.
Coach Sowers might have to start telling his girls, you got to give one, and try to make this game a very long game.
There we go. Oh, man. Walk. Woo. I thought they were going to call a foul possibly on Layla.
Yeah, so does Layla play volleyball in the fall? She gets up there.
She could probably play any sport she wants and be almost an expert at it and really excel.
What an athlete. All right, so Spring Grove now. A lot of work to do here. Kale for 3, knocks it down. And that makes it a 15-point game with 5:50 to go. They're in the 1-2-2, Joe.
Listen, you got to bring out all the stops right now.
And Addie picks up her 4th foul. She's going to be a tough one to lose if you're going to make a comeback here.
Yeah.
If I was Coach Sowers, I might be telling the girls, we might need some fouls, but it can't be from Addie.
I would keep her in the game for sure at this point.
And you need her to be able to shoot those threes.
Yes. The Rockets are going with a smaller lineup right now because they're pressuring. They want as much speed as possible.
I'm surprised they didn't trap Perry there in the corner. So tough when you're facing a good ball control team, a team that's really smart and disciplined with all these ball handlers. And there's a tip.
No, that should have been over back.
That's a good no call. I don't think that's backcourt with the deflection. It's been
Really,
a long
I
time.
thought she regained possession of it in the front court there and then went back court.
I'm glad I'm not an official anymore.
But it's so hard with these lines. It's
doesn't
really
make it
difficult to tell with these black and white lines there at midcourt.
Layla for three. Not able to go. And now we're seeing Spring Grove's getting tired. Coach McConnell's talking about the 1-2-2 and what the girls need to do. And a wide open three for Cohen. Nominated will make it fall, but another offensive rebound here.
You know, we had a great box out. There was one spot that we did not box anyone out on that block, and that's where the rebound went.
And one as Perry Page knocks down the shot. And number one, Leah Kale, picks up her foul. And so that's a 17-point lead now for CV.
Short.
No good. And another rebound. And the offensive rebounds have just really killed Spring Grove.
Look at that ball rotation.
Beautiful.
Nice steal by Wagman.
And so Spring
really
Grove,
anticipating that pass.
got to look to shoot now. Kale for three.
Oh, in and out.
Off. Natalia gets her hands on it and batted around. And once again, CV able to come away with it as Char Valley's very own Aislinn Malcolm ends up with the ball.
You know, something I'll tell you, Layla does not look like she ever gets tired. I mean, she's at the top of that 1-2-2, just running all over the place, and I don't see her out of breath.
Well, yeah, and you know, she's on the track and field team. We know her dad pushes her in the weight room. Coach Campbell, of course, down here on the bench. Works all these girls hard in the weight room to get the best out of them. And Natalia gets the tip. And Spring Grove watches it bounce into the hands of Char Valley. And with 3:10 to go, Joe, this game looks like it's pretty much not in doubt anymore.
Here's the thing. We're not giving up. I don't expect us to give up.
Ella for three. And what's looking like her final high school game. Misses a good look. And kick ball here on Layla. And Coach Sowers takes a full timeout. Well, it's a media timeout, I think.
Timeout. Yep.
Hannah's getting ready to come in, and boy, this Char Valley team, they're a buzzsaw, Coach. I know we use that term to describe Spring Grove, but here's another buzzsaw, and they're the hot ones tonight.
And they could have easily gone to their season average of 60-plus points. They're really taking the air out of the ball right now. But whenever you have a team that plays great defense, that can shoot the three, and really, you know, causing these turnovers and the rebounding, that's tough to do. Would you expect, though, anything less in the state 5A semifinal game? No,
you won't. You know, it's the Final Four. Like Coach Sauer said, everybody here is a really good team. Spring Grove coaches here just letting the girls get a breather as the coaches are talking amongst themselves. And once again, though, while we're here, huge shout-out to Bald Eagle, Superintendent Scott Graham, Principal Jack Tobias, AD Douglas Dyke. Their awesome technology director, Mr. Richards, has been working with our own techie on site. Mr. Richards has been working with Steve Thompson. Just said, what a great job from the Spring Grove, the administration reaching out to bald eagle here and seeing what is it going to take for us to be able to provide this, not only for the Spring Grove fans, not even for the Char Valley fans, but really for Pennsylvania. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people watching this, as we saw a huge shout out here from our crew on SG Live. Their names up on the screen. Can't say enough about those kids and all everyone did to make this production happen today.
Absolutely, and the community, hopefully they appreciate this. This is something different in a sense where we've done a lot more of these due to COVID. And I know that the Spring Grove community will keep supporting this program after all the wonderful things they are able to see this year.
And so we'll see here, and you see it. Kale is fighting there. She gets called with the foul. I don't think she agreed with it, but she's not going to fight it because she knows, clock's got to stop. So that's the second on Ella Kale.
16 foul. Next foul will put Char Valley at the line.
I think if you're going to foul, you're just going to do it right away, right, Coach? If you're going to foul.
Here's the thing. You're down 17. You need turnovers. You can't put them at a free throw line.
And a wide open three for Cohen. Does not go.
Go down there, get a quick basket. But look at them just swarming this, causing the tied up ball. It's staying with Char Valley.
It's like looking in a mirror, Coach. How many times have we seen Spring Grove do this to teams this year? They're just Char Valley was on tonight, and they're impressive to watch. Our Lady Rockets have fought, and they fought hard, but that third quarter really, really crushed them. And the last minute or so of the second quarter.
Yes. Really, that was it.
Because they went on that 6-0 run at the end of the second, and then they won the third quarter by a score of, what was that, 22-12, we said.
Yep, 22-12.
A big run. And great job, great athleticism there by Perry Page. Can't say enough about her. She's a real tremendous player here.
Honestly, I think she was the MVP of this game for Char Valley tonight.
And Spring Grove's going to get the ball underneath here as Ella gets fouled on her way to the paint.
Chartiers Valley foul, number 4, Eileen Cohen, her third, team fifth.
And Ella up top. Layla goes to work down low, up and just off. Great rebound there by number 4, Haley Cohen. And I guess that's her sister, I'm assuming. Helene bringing the ball up. I think I've said Helene several different ways tonight. I apologize. I'm not sure how her
That's
first
all right.
name
I'm
is
sure
said.
one of the ways was the correct way.
If she didn't have a sister on the name with the same last name, I could just say Cohen. And Char Valley here really taking the air.
Here's a very interesting fact I just got from Josh Newark. This Perry Page, is the daughter of former Pitt great Julius Page.
Okay, very good.
Julius Page, I can tell you, he was known for his dunks. He had one dunk in which he dunked over some big center I can remember. So that is an interesting fact from Josh Newark.
So Spring Grove here in the 1-2-2. Addie Wagman made a nice layup. And now it's just keep away. And Coach, you see Spring Grove wanting to fight till the end. And Coach Sowers yelling, make them work. And Addie takes one, Coach, all the way down and just misses. And she's not going to give up. And with 20 seconds to go, Coach, this Char Valley team, really impressive and really impressive. They're going to be a tough out at the next game.
Unfortunately, only one team outside of last year's COVID year can finish the season in the playoffs without losing. Char Valley's going to continue on here.
Is there a third place game this year, do you know?
No, they don't do that for states. They don't do that for states. I see some Hershey Kisses being thrown on the floor.
And so the Rockets obviously very emotional here after the game. You see that Char Valley wins 50-33. So an excellent, excellent performance by Char Valley. The Rockets fought their hearts out, but came up short tonight. And Coach, great effort by the Rockets. Not able to get it done. Char Valley, all the best of luck to them in states. But how about we take a second, just talk about this tremendous, tremendous opportunity we've had over the last 4 years to watch number 22, Ella Kale. What a special, special player. Division I Girls Basketball Player of the Year. Only senior on this team. Last year as a junior with all those seniors who were all great players. Still took a leadership role with them. And we've been blessed to get to watch her grace our courts over the last 4 years. And, man, wish her nothing but the best of success moving forward with her basketball career.
Yeah, she had a great career. There's no doubt about that. Absolutely no doubt about that. She got to play with a lot of great players as well. And, she got a look on this. I mean, I don't think we've ever had a Spring Grove team make it to the semifinals of the state. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone at home can text me. So this is a highlight. This is her senior year. This is a great highlight for her. And nothing to be ashamed of. The Rockets, they fought hard to the end. They lost to a very good team. And tonight, Char Valley was definitely the better team.
Yeah, and and Ella's legacy is going to continue, too, with being the only senior this year. Next year's team, even after she's gone and no longer playing for the Rockets, what she did and how she helped bring them along is going to be a factor in helping this team even next year. A lot of these girls really getting the opportunity, and some of these freshmen either the opportunity to play under her guidance and her leadership, and just a tremendous player, tremendous career. And boy, it's been so fun to watch her play. Certainly not the way any of us wanted to see her go out, but a Final Four is a Final Four, Coach. That doesn't happen to many teams.
We're going to miss her, obviously, not only her skills, but also her leadership from being the senior. However, we have a lot of experience now coming back. This is something we could see this team again next year here in the Western Finals, Char Valley, as they're all juniors. We need to really work at it over the year, over the summertime, because, as we said, our starters, 2 freshmen, a sophomore, a junior. So really, championships are won in the gym over the summertime.
Yeah, and so, Coach, just an absolute tremendous year. I know Coach Sowers is going to take his time. I know this is going to hurt tonight, but I know this team's going to reflect and just be so thrilled with all that they did. And you don't have to look any further back than the Spring Grove boys of the last couple of years on their state runs, and how fondly we remember all that and talk about that all the time and the great accomplishments they had. And this team will be no different, accomplishing even more than those tremendous James Brooks squads.
I was going to say the furthest we made in states was the Elite Eight, I guess you could say, in the states. So this year we made it to the Final Four. We can continue building off, and really, Spring Grove, we're becoming the basketball school.
And, it's fascinating. Not that we're not a wrestling school, as Dr. Dietrich walks by. We're still a wrestling school, too, Joe. Don't say we become... All right, multiple sports. I don't want to sit here and say we're just a basketball school. Yeah. What a tremendous night. And, I don't know if you remember, Joe, but the team that knocked Spring Grove out of states with the boys was Archbishop Wood. Archbishop Wood's best player, Connor Gillespie, is with Villanova, still in the tournament. Now, he's injured. He got injured, I think, almost the same night Eli got injured. But those two are still alive in the NCAAs, too. So that's fascinating. Back to tonight's game, just an absolute tremendous contest. 50-33, Char Valley won. I know, Joe, you'll run down the numbers here for us here in a minute. Bald Eagle, just tremendous job by them for hooking us up. The SG Live crew, I'd love if we could get their names up on the screen one more time to give a shout out to the SG Live crew and UC producer Stephen Richards, director Gracie Priest, assistant director Alyssa Arnold, switcher Cole Sterner, first Cam Up, Cami Ayers, Cam Ops, Vieira Jordan, Luca Vito, Nate Alexander, Donovan Cope, of course, superintendent of schools Dr. George Ioannidis, Assistant Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mary Beth Grove, Technology Director Christopher Enck, Ben Louie, Stephen Richards, who we already mentioned, Dr. David Dietrich, Head Principal, you yourself, Joe, Assistant Principal. That's a great job by this group and this crew, and traveling. Hey, it's a school night, Joe. They're not going to get home till 11 o'clock at night. They got to break down still, and just a great job by the SG Live crew. And so, Joe, I'm going to hand it over to you. Talk a little bit about our stats.
Okay, real fast here. Starting first with Spring Grove. For number 1, Leah Kell had 8 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal. Number 4, Addison Wagman, 9 points, 1 rebound, 3 steals. Number 22, Ella Kell, 11 points, 5 rebounds. And number 33, Layla Campbell, 5 points, 8 rebounds, 1 steal. for a total of 33 points. On the flip side, Chartiers Valley, they had number 2, Aislinn Malcolm, 12 points, 5 rebounds, all those points coming in the third quarter. Number 4, Haley Cohen, 2 points, 4 rebounds. Number 5, Helena Cohen, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. Number 11, Perry Page, 15 points, 14 rebounds, 1 steal. And number 22, Abby Vitus, 9 points, 8 rebounds. I believe those were all 3-pointers.
Wow, what a tremendous game by Char Valley. As you mentioned, player of the game, I'd agree. I think Perry Page, really just a tremendous player. It'll be fun to see her next year. Again, she's committed to Columbia to play, but she's only a junior, so who knows. Certainly, Aislinn Malcolm committed to Pitt. They are going to face the winner of Springfield. I'm not sure if that's Monco or Delco. Springfield and Cardinal O'Hara. And so the winner of that game will meet this team, Chartiers Valley. And boy, talk about exciting final that's going to be.
Yeah, that will be a great final there. I'm excited to see it. Hopefully PCN or someone will televise those games.
Maybe SG Live will get the bid. Who knows? That will be at the Hershey Center at 5 o'clock. It's just been an absolutely tremendous season. It's been a pleasure to call for the SG Live crew, for Coach Sowers, Coach Campbell, of course our athletic director, Greg Wagner, and all the fans that came out and supported in person and watched throughout the year on SG Live. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. For the Italian Charles Oakley, Joseph Venturi, I'm Wayne Dahl, and from Bald Eagle High School, up 25 miles from Penn State, have a great night, everybody.
Good night.